Welcome to this quick tip sort of video, which will probably be not that quick because there's a few things to mention. But today we are covering the issue of your likes getting blocked within Jarvee. So I just took this sort of screenshot here quickly from a question from someone in the private Facebook group. Obviously, you're welcome to join that once you're in the course. But they're basically saying, is anyone having this issue where Jarvee turns off your like automation for you? And then right here, it basically says, it turns yellow, the little icon on your actual account, or even red, and it says the action is blocked. This action was blocked. Please try again later. We restrict certain content and actions to protect our community. Tell us if you think we made a mistake. Okay, so the first thing, the action blocked at the start, that's just Jarvee telling you it's blocked. And then this part after it says this action was blocked, please try again later, that is the actual message you would receive on Instagram if this happens. And the reason I know this is because it's actually personally happened to me, just manually liking images on Instagram. And it's also even happened to my mom. She actually showed me her phone one time when I was around her, because she obviously knows I do Instagram. And she was like, oh, I keep getting blocked when I try and like certain images. And so this isn't exactly an issue just with automation, because my mom, she definitely does not automate her account. She maybe does 50 likes per week, which is basically nothing. And she still receives this actual message on her phone right here. Nevertheless, we are definitely going to be covering some tactics here to stop your likes being blocked. Try and actually not run into this issue as often. But, if you are getting it, just no need to panic. It is just a natural thing. And I would believe it's more an issue with the actual Instagram platform than anything else. So, yeah, let's talk about this and get into Jarvee. So first things first, we are just on the Instagram profile. These are all my just dummy profiles here, but you want to come into your tools, go on your Instagram profile for where you want to set up the likes. And of course we have everything just set up with the best settings that I've talked about in the course. That is completely fine. And what's great is what you're sort of going to learn in this lesson you can apply as well to other actual tools. But let's jump into it. We're going to go into the like tab because that's our main issue right now. And the first thing I just want to mention is, if we look up here, we can see that we can do 33 likes per hour, which is completely fine. It's not really pushing the limits in any way. And we can do roughly 801 likes per day. Awesome. So if you've sort of walked through and you've taken, my steps, and you've come down here to your like limits, you're starting off with 25 to 50 per day, which is going to increase by 25 until it reaches 400 max per day, which is awesome. It should roughly be something like this. And, what I want to mention is because we're only doing 50 per day, this number here is so high. We can really actually just start slowing things down a lot in the beginning, which is really going to help you not run into those like blocks, because generally they happen on accounts which are much more new. Maybe they're just under 6 months old, they're even under 1 year old. They just don't really have a lot of, say, trust in Instagram's eyes. So the slower you do actions, the less likely you're going to run into problems. So that's what we're going to fix right now. So the first thing we can do is just increase our wait between each new operation here. So we could just really jam this up to like 10 minutes, like 8 to 10 minutes or something. And as you can see, we're now at 430 likes a day, which is awesome. So we've really actually just dropped things down. Of course, what we can keep in mind is, hey, even with these settings right here, we're still going to be reaching our like per day limit, our 400 max per like limit, which is great. And what we could also do, just because we're actually starting off really small, we can also increase our wait with a delay between. And this is the one I really recommend actually increasing, because what this is affecting, it's affecting each like you actually do. So for example, Jarvee goes and likes an image, then it waits 38 to 48 seconds in between that range, then it will like another image, and then it'll wait that range again. So this is really what's going to be affecting you the most. So I recommend bringing this up to like 58 to 68. If you're still getting delays or blocks, just try and increase this number by another 10 seconds in each one, so it goes 68 to 78 seconds. Pretty much the whole concept here is just really slowing things down. As you can see, that's brought us to 392 likes per day. Just sort of keep an eye on that number right there, because of course if you are already up doing maybe 300 plus likes a day, you want to make sure you're actually reaching your max like limit that you have set. Another thing you could do is just drop down the like between posts as well. So as we do this, this will sort of make a bit of a drastic change. We could go 1 to like 2, and now all of a sudden we're at 200 likes per day. So once again, if you are trying to reach 400, this will only do 200 per day. So pretty much you would just have to almost increase it, and you'd sort of reach that limit, which is great. So you can play with these numbers. You don't have to exactly go by what I've set in the course. You do have freedom to obviously change these around. I just recommend the settings that personally work for me. They've worked for a lot of clients I've worked with and a lot of students. But you can actually, mess around with these because Jarvee does make it very easy and simple for you to see roughly what you're going to be hitting every day. And of course, it's just testing. You can then go into the statistics and make sure you are reaching those limits. Awesome. So that is the first thing you can do to sort of play around with these ideas. I'll just leave this on like the lowest settings right now so you can just roughly see what you could run just to test things out, just to see if you ever run into any blocks. The second thing is your actual sources. It's going to be how you're targeting people on Instagram. Because if we sort of jump back to this message, we restrict certain content and actions to protect our community. This is generally because you're going to be liking an image which could potentially be controversial. I would say 99% of the time it is definitely not controversial. But it just, it thinks that image, like you're liking something which isn't good or something like that. So liking posts of followers and latest feed posts, and liking posts of users that interacted on posts of target accounts, and if that is your account in here, then you're pretty safe. You should be fine because essentially all you're doing is just targeting people who interact with your content. This issue will definitely be a lot more common if you're targeting posts by like keywords, so you're entering like hashtags in there, or you're liking posts of followers or followings of other accounts. While these are great methods, they will most likely run into this problem a little bit more. So just, keep in mind how are you actually targeting content, and, check out the results. Actually have a little look at, what are you liking, because, if you're liking some really weird stuff, that is why this issue could be popping up as well. But the main thing is, just slow things down, especially in the beginning. There's no need to rush into them because you're still going to be reaching a good daily limit, and it's going to really stop those actual blocks happening for you.